What's going on, everybody? It's Matt, and today is a day that I have been waiting for far too long. Today we are going to talk about the one and only Ben Simmons. Now, there have been a plethora of tweets, of leaked information, of false statements, and it's finally come to a boiling point where Ben Simmons wants out. The Sixers aren't going to trade him for nothing, and it's gotten to the point where he has been kicked out of practice for not being engaged with the team. And if we're being completely honest, a lot of this is only on Ben Simmons. There has been 5 years of his career where he has not improved his perimeter game once. And this lack of progression was exploited by the Atlanta Hawks last season, where Ben Simmons made 3 field goals over 7 fourth quarters of that series. He only took 3 shots! And the worst part about it is, there is such a lack of accountability with not only Simmons, but his camp as well. He's had quotes where he asked, "How many assists did I have?" Or, "How well did Trae Young shoot?"
Wow.
Ignoring your biggest flaw while exploiting your biggest strengths is not the way to improve as a player. And I've been a defender of Ben Simmons for a very, very long time. I thought his playmaking and defensive capabilities were one of the best, if not the best, combination in the league. But now, I understand why everybody wants him gone. And quite frankly, his attitude in recent months has really shown why. Look at this picture right here. Does this look like a guy who is interested in playing the sport of basketball at all? Not only is this hurting the Sixers, it's hurting Ben Simmons' trade value as well. If he wants to go to an organization that actually wants him, he has to show like he actually cares about playing right now. Because the Sixers are not budging. Daryl Morey and Elton Brand know what they're doing, and they know that if they want to contend for a championship, they need a great second option that isn't Ben Simmons. And a guy like Damian Lillard or even Bradley Beal might not be available. So they're going to have to settle for something. And the longer this gets drawn out, the worse Ben Simmons' trade value is. And that's going to lead the Sixers to have a worse trade package for him. And if there's only one picture that describes Ben Simmons' tenure with the Sixers, it's this one. Passing up a wide open dunk in the playoffs on a smaller defender in Trae Young to essentially seal the game and the series for your team, and you pass it up. That is the way that Ben Simmons has played his entire career, and he finally got exposed for it, and is now receiving the most criticism he has ever received in his entire career. And the biggest criticism that Ben Simmons' game has was he could never make a 3. Which, yes, that's an issue, but shooting less than 40% from the foul line in the playoffs is far worse than not being able to hit a jump shot. The Atlanta Hawks brought back Hack-a-Shaq and retitled it Hack-a-Ben. It was that bad in the playoffs. When there are fans showing you how to shoot a free throw during a game, it is so glaringly obvious how badly he needs to improve. And quite frankly, it's far too gone for the Sixers to worry about it at this point. So whoever wants to trade for Ben Simmons and give up assets for him has to take on that responsibility of making sure he improves as a player. And speaking of different teams, there are so many different trade requests that have been floated around, whether it be on Twitter, on YouTube, on TikTok, whatever. And quite frankly, I don't see one, unless it's the Sixers giving up more than Ben Simmons, where they get better as a team. Getting a guy like Lillard or Bradley Beal, or if there's some surprise team in there that's willing to give up a superstar, the Sixers aren't going to get better without Ben Simmons on the court. And that's not because of the offense. It's not because of his playmaking. There's guys that can fill that role. It's the defense. Yeah, Matisse Thybulle's a great defender, but honestly, do you expect him to lock up Kevin Durant in a 7-game series? Or even James Harden? Or even Kyrie Irving? I don't think so. The only guy that can do that on the Sixers team right now is Ben Simmons, regardless of what you think of him as an offensive player. His defense is so valuable in this league today, where he can go out and shut down a team's number 1 option, which is literally the only thing still holding trade value for him right now. And Embiid's comments about Simmons aren't helping either. As much as Embiid is a great player for the city of Philadelphia, saying that they're babysitting Ben Simmons and that he doesn't care about him anymore is really sending a wrong message to prospective trade targets for him. As a Sixers fan, I will always love Joel Embiid. He has done so much for this city already, and he is a perfect representation of what this city is. But saying that stuff while he is still on your team is only hurting yourself. Ben Simmons isn't really getting hurt by just being called a baby or saying that Embiid doesn't care about him anymore. It's only hurting prospective teams trying to trade for him, because why would they want a guy like that? Where a well-respected guy around the league in Embiid is saying that he doesn't care about him, that he's disinterested, that he doesn't want to be there. Why would other teams want that player on their team? At the end of the day, Ben Simmons will be moved. I don't know to where or when it'll happen, but it will happen. It's inevitable at this point. There's no repairing this relationship with this team and Ben Simmons. The only thing that the Sixers have to hope for is that they get the right package for him, whether that be 4 first-round picks and a young player, or trying to get an all-star caliber player back in return. They just have to maintain a championship-level squad while moving Ben Simmons and getting rid of all this drama surrounding the organization right now. And as a former Ben Simmons defender, it really hurts to see the organization and Ben Simmons like this. But it's gotten too bad. I'm just sick and tired of the whining, the backstabbing, the name calling, all these other stuff that's been going on with the organization. I just wanted to get over with, and for the Sixers and Ben Simmons to move on in their separate ways and grow as both a team and an individual. Wait, he's on a max contract too? Here's a list of guys who are getting paid less than Ben Simmons on their base salary this season. Karl Anthony Towns, Devin Booker, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, Chris Paul, Drew Holiday, De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Zach LaVine, Zion, Luka Doncic, John Morant, and Trae Young. That's an entire 15-man squad of players better than Ben Simmons getting paid less than him. And he's the one complaining that he's the one being mistreated. The Sixers committed 5 years and $177 million to Ben. And he is complaining, saying that he doesn't feel respected enough. The insanity of this situation has gotten too far, and quite frankly, I'm sick of it. There's going to be a point in time where everything blows over from this situation, but currently, this is one of the worst handled situations currently in the NBA. I hope you guys like this mini rant about Ben Simmons and the Sixers. And if you have any thoughts about this situation, please comment. I've been looking at this for so long, and I'm willing to hear any perspective about this situation. Thank you guys for watching my mini rant about Ben Simmons. Please remember to like and subscribe. It means so much to me. Now, that's going to be all for me today, and hopefully I won't have to talk about this again, but I'll see you guys in the next video.